Yes, we're going to be talking about, well, one good thing, and that's trying to avoid any lines when you're traveling.
Oh, yes, please.
So, you know, although it might not be as exciting, it's very important
It's
stuff.
very useful, especially for those guys who've been to 45 cities in the past 45 days. So,
jeez, yeah, that's a big tour.
Exactly.
They look really, they were cold in here, I think. Okay, now, first things first. If you want to go when it's not too busy, go when kids are in school. Okay, it's considered off-peak, but really anytime kids
are not in school,
it's a really good time to go.
Exactly.
The other thing is loyalty programs. So loyalty programs, they're a pain to join sometimes, but they're free typically. You can do it for car rentals and you can do it for hotels, but there's something nice about bypassing the lineup and going straight to your car. Yeah, well, that's the other thing is that going to places where there's theme parks. Disneyland really has it down pat. You can get the parent pass and the fast pass, and they tell you when to go back without a line.
And is it worth it to do that?
Well, Disney, it doesn't cost you anything to use fast pass and the parent pass. But there are some theme parks that aren't quite so organized. Okay. And if you have the option to spend a little bit more, it might be $15, $20, $25 more, to not go in 2-hour lineups and go to the front of the line. There's something to be said about it. So I encourage people to do that. Okay. And don't hesitate to use your connections. If you have connections that will get you into a show or a hotel or a restaurant,
call them.
Call them. And if you don't, go to the front desk and ask to speak to concierge. They've got good connections too, and they can get you in places that you might not otherwise get into. Okay. Buy attraction passes before you go. So this is for places like the Vatican. For me, I've told this story before, but I really wanted to go to the Picasso Museum when I was in Barcelona. I didn't buy it ahead of time. The wait was 3 hours, and I wouldn't have gotten in before it closed. So if you do it, there's usually 2 different lineups, one to actually buy tickets and then one to, I've got my tickets and I need to go in, and it's much shorter. Okay. Otherwise, you're going in 2. So do it before, and it'll also save you some money. Absolutely. And who knew, but there's an app for that. If you don't want to go in line, something called TaskRabbit. They will actually get somebody to go in line for you.
And you just have to pay a fee?
Yeah, so TaskRabbit is the app for it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Do we have time for some deals?
Yes, we